we do the corporate flight booking. So the problem is not the graph problem. So we can see here we will have the so for example here you will have 5 fly, right? So the fly equal 5. So this number here n equal 5. Then actually at the first fly until it is a range. So from fly 1 until fly 2, right? So you have 10 seats. And here the second one is from fly 2 until fly 3. So you have 25 seats, right? And again, so here I am explaining the problem first. And from flight 2 to flight 10, 5, you have 25 seats. So here you can see at the first flight you have how many seats you have? It's like 10 seats, right? 10 passengers, you can think like that. Flight 2, so flight 1 you have this, flight 2 I will say like FL1, FL2. So flight 2 you will have how many? Flight 2 here you have 10, flight 2 here you have 20, and flight 2 here you have 25. So means that what do you say? You have 55, right? 10 plus 20 plus 25, it is 55. How about flight 3? Flight 3 you can see here we don't have, here we have 20, here between here we also have 25. So flight 3 will be 20 plus 25 equal 45, right? Flight 4, we have here we don't have, we have only here. So flight 4 is equal 25, and flight 5 we also the fifth flight also have 25, right? So that's why if you see the result, it will be 10, 55, 45, 25, and 25. Okay, so and it's similar here. So now the problem is how we solve this one. I think the brute force is we can just go, because we have n, right? So we just go from 1 and then from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then for each other one you see like how many range you have. So for that one the time complexity will be n, and then for example this one is you have like m booking, right? For example you have m bookings, and then your time complexity will be n multiple with m. Another way, because we can see here is a range, so you can think like merge the range, right? So you can merge the range between, for example, 1, 2, 2, 3. Actually you can merge that and see the overlap one will have the sum. For example 2 here you can say 2 is overlap, so 2 can be separate range and have the sum is a 30 or something. That one I think to do I haven't checked that, but actually to be honest I think if we want to overlap or do that, we need to sort it first, and it will be like maybe it will be like n log n, because we need to sort the booking first, right? So sort, already check m log n to sort it, and then after that you will need to go from 1 and check that. Here there is one the better way, so we can have the time complexity is a 1. We can have time complexity is a 1. So we can use the structure, they call it like prefix sum, or maybe you in this one actually it will be a cumulative sum. So let's explain the problem. So you can see here we have 1 and 2, means that we can say at flight 1 start from flight 1 until flight 2, I have 10 passenger. I have 10 seats, right? But when I say but at flight 3, means the flight after the end flight, I don't have the 10 anymore, right? I change to other number, so I don't have that anymore. So it means that at flight 10 we reduce the seat number, right? The seat. So here, for example, you have 1, 2, and 10. So at the flight 3, actually you reduce the seat 10, right? Again, here you can see the range here 2 and 3. You have start from flight 2 until the 3, 2 until the 3, right? You have plus how many? 26, right? But at flight 4 we reduce the seat how many? 20, right? At flight 4, actually when we swap to flight 4, we don't continuous plus the 1, we can swap it, right? Why we do like that? Because why we use minus like that? Because we can say we use the accumulative sum, right? For example, to calculate 4, I can use the value of 3 and minus my I can use the previous one and plus with my one, right? So for example, previous one I have 20, now I minus 20, it become my correct 4, right? Start from 4. So here again, start from 2 to 5, right? You can say I plus the 25 6, right? 25 6. But at flight 6, right? We don't have flight 6. So we actually reduce 25. So means that but here we don't have flight 6. But we don't have flight 6, right? So don't need to do the reduce here. If the index, right? If the fly, right, greater or equal than n, the number, right? So if the last fly already, we don't need to do. So here you can think why we do this one. So for example, I have firstly I have 1, 2, and 10 seats, right? So what I do, my one and my beginning, I have for 5 the fly. Here is on fly, right? I have on this one. I don't have any seat. Now I have this one. So what does that mean? Means that for the first fly here, because you can see here we say fly from 1 to 5, but in programming the index of the array start from 0. So I will say I get the start fly here minus 1, right? So I will say this one I update to 10 to say okay, instead of I need to update on the 1, 2 to 10, what I can do is I only update the start. I don't need to update the next one because I can do accumulative sum. So you can think like this. So for example, 1 to 4, right? We have, for example, 1 to 4, we have 10, right? So it means that I can say 10, 10, 10, 10, and then for example, later I have the 3 here, I can say, and then for example, I say 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So here, if I say 3 to 5, it's 5. So means that here here after this one I can say 10, 10, 10 and 15, right? So instead of doing that, what I can do is I can say if what happened if I don't need to update on this one. I just update here, 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 and then for example I just update only the start. The main point is I just update only start. So when I move to when I need to calculate this one, what I do, I just use the previous one plus my current one, then I have 10, right? And then when I want to calculate this one, I use this one to plus with my current one, I have 10. And now for example if I have 3 and 5 here, so for example if I have like this, what I will do is, so sorry, I can say here is 4 and 5, right? So here you can see if I do like this, I just update this one to and then this one is 5 and then this one 0. So for the range like this, the main important is I only update the start. I don't need to have the end. Because why? When I calculate the second one here, I just get the previous plus with it. Then for example, you can see here, I calculate the second, right? I will get the previous 10 plus with second I have 10. Now here, I calculate the third, right? I get the previous one plus here I have 10. So it exactly here, right? 1, 2, 3 is a 10. Now, the good thing, I calculate the fourth one. The fourth one, because here is a start, I have 5 and I plus with the previous 10 here, I have 15. Right? So the deep trick here is instead of loop from start fly to end fly, right? We can mark the start fly. We can set value to start fly, and then use a cumulative sum, right? So like this. So I will do one example here. We say 0 1. So the index is 0, so I update the first one to 10. Then I say 0, right? The 2. But now we say after 2, at the third fly, we will reduce 10. We don't have 10 anymore at third fly. Third fly in the index, it will be second index. So here I will say minus 10. You can see here, we reduce it. Why we reduce? Because when it moves to third, we reduce it. Then when you see when I calculate here, I can just use a 10 plus that one, it will become 0, right? Is it clear? For example, if here I don't have 3, I can just say move now. Now if I have this, if I have 2, 3 and 20, what I do? So do the same. I will mark 2 mean index 1, right? Fly 2 mean in my one is the index 1. So I will say, firstly I copy this one first, then I say index 1 is this one. I plus with 20 because here is a 20. But now 3 mean 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 I will reduce 20. Why I do like that? Because you can see in the 20, if we get 20 plus with a minus here, it will be just 0. Mean in the fourth fly is just 0, right? It's nothing wrong to do that accumulative. Again, here we have this one. We have this one, right? And then we have this, right? And then you can say here 2, okay, 2 is index 1. So flight 2 mean index 1 in programming, right? So we have 45, 20 plus 25 here, we have 45. And then 5 is the last one, we don't update this one, we don't reduce that. So after we have this one, you can see here, for the first one, I just get 10, right? For the second one here, I will say previous plus my one, I have 55. For this one, I will say 55 plus this one, I will have 45. 45 plus this one, I will have 55. And 55 plus this one, I have 55. And here is the answer, right? So this one is the answer here. It will be ON. So here programming, we can say I have the in of result equal new in of n, right? So for example, I have n, I just use n. Now I look through the booking, right? So I have the in right and booking, right? B in booking, right? So here I will write in more detail a little bit. So start flight index, right? Index equal what? It equal B, right? 0 minus 1. As I explained here, so for example, here you have flight 2. Flight 2 in, so I will get flight 2 here mean B0, right? B0 mean 2 here. And then minus 1, then you have the index 1 here. 2 minus 1, then you have the index 1 here in the array, right? Again, so for the reduce, we don't need to plus 1 or something, because flight 3 actually in the programming 3 means that the fourth element, right? So for example, 3 mean it 0, 1, 2, 3, it means a fourth element. So I don't need to, I will just say right. So now what we do is we say the rest here, right? And the start file index equal what? It will be plus with exactly we do here, it is a B2, right? B2, right? The value, the seed number, B2 is a seed number. Now we say, right, if the somehow if the B1 is what? It is the end fly, right? B1 is, I will say, and next fly index after end fly. Sorry, I need to write a little bit longer for you, then you can understand well for this one. So this one means that what? B1 here is, for example, here 3 mean I will reduce as the fly fourth. Okay, I will reduce as the fly fourth. Fly fourth have the which index? It is index of this one. That's why we don't need to do or anything. We just say if this one smaller than n, right? If it, for example, 2 or 3 something here, so what you do is you need to update that. So you can say rest of this one, right? You can say reduce, continue reduce the B2, right? After you run this one, actually you will have what is the value. It will be the value something like this one. You will have this value. So after that, what you can do is just go through this one and plus to have this one, right? So for the first one, we don't need to do anything. We can just say for in e equal 1, right? E is smaller than n, E plus plus, right? So what I do is the rest of E will be rest of E minus 1 plus rest E, right? So it will be exactly like this, and then after that we can just return the rest, right? Let me run. Okay, so here is the accept. Let me submit. I don't know whether, okay, so here is the one. I try to explain all of this. Hopefully you will like it. Please give me the like or share if you like it. Please comment if you don't have if you feel anything not clear, then I will try to explain it or comment to answer. Thank you very much for watching.